Great. All right, and we're back. This is the third little part of the video. Just check. Can everyone see my screen? Hopefully, I think I got it working. All right, perfect. All right, so yeah, this is the third, or this is the last little part of the, I guess, the structured part of the lesson. We'll just do questions and just a little discussion after that. We'll talk about some of these cool little dev tips. But so the last part we're going to do today is breaking down one of my other apps I have on my GitHub. It's the demo app. It's the styling is a lot like the secret chat app we just did, but this one has a lot more functions built in. It lets you make websites. It lets you make IDs, and I have another video about that one if you want to watch that. But this one is just looking at the code more, so you can get more familiar with just programming for the safe network, peer-to-peer encrypted internet. So we're going to do that right now. I have a link right here on the lesson plan you can click, and it takes you to my demo app on GitHub, and just a little notes about it. But if you want to start messing with it, you can download zip. I've already done that, so I'm going to go to it right now. And oops, here it is, demo app. And we're going to load it up with the safe network browser again, just like last time. It's going to, just for testing, we're just going to drag it straight into the browser, and it shows up. So you can see it's really similar, and this one's going to show us even less because it has the authorized screen at the beginning, which is where we're going to get stuck since there's no live network right now. But again, you should normally be able to just open your launcher. It'll pop up. It'll connect you to the network. You can log in. It shows the different apps you're using, but it's not going to do that right now. And then we go on our demo app and hit authorize, but it's not going to do that. So anyway, we'll do another lesson on another day when the network is up. But this one, you would log in, and then it would show you a place where you can create IDs, which you use for uploading websites or for chat apps on the network or for all different kinds of things. So we're going to look at some of the code for that. Just go over things real quickly. So the first part is what you saw, and that's the authorized section. And it has, here's the JavaScript that authorize. And we already went over that a lot in the last video, but this is what it looks like again. It just passes a little bit of JSON with your different parameters it sends to the network so that it can authorize and what kind of permissions it needs. And then it sends that authorized request to the network, gets you logged in. All right, and then after that, this is the next screen it would show. It would this authorized section would go away, and then it would get replaced with a place to start making your folders, just a little box to type your folder name in, and then a couple buttons you can click and see that everything's working. So this is the function for that, create directory, and this is the code for that, create directory. It checks if you're logged in, checks to make sure you entered a name into the box, and then this is the code that creates that passes that name to the network and that create folder request. So you can always use this code for your own apps or whatever type of safe network apps you're making. But this is all just on the GitHub. And the next part of the app, it's for making files. So this is a really interesting function. You can for safe.js, it just lets you really make any type of function. You can just, any type of file. You can type in HTML code and it'll give you a HTML file. It'll, whatever type of, I think there's even ways to pass like, I don't know, binary and it creates an image, but I haven't done that yet. I just used it for most of the websites. But create or update file. So every time, if the file doesn't exist, it'll create it, and if it does exist, it'll just update it with the most current information you typed in. So checks if you're authorized, checks if you actually wrote something in the box, then it creates the file or it updates it with the newest information, and that's all right here. So these are some of the safe.js commands in action, and yeah, and the next part we're going to go over is the IDs. So IDs are really important on the safe network. You only have one password when you log in, which is really nice. But if you want to set up multiple, public IDs that people can, chat with on an email type of app, or I don't know, on a Facebook, or even for like SafeCoin wallets, you can create your IDs. So they're really important. And this is a function that, because there's no SafeCoin yet, there's not even test SafeCoin. So this function literally lets you get all kinds of IDs that you want, just by passing in. You type in what ID you want and you pass it to the network, and then if it's not taken, then you get it, and it's free, and you can spam it. You can take up all the IDs you want for these test networks. But so which one is that? Let's create long name. I think this is the one. Or service name. The names are kind of confusing. There's the service name, which is just like a public ID, and then, okay, so it is a long name. So an ID is called a long name in the JavaScript function. So I'm not sure why, but yeah, public ID, long name, that's the same thing. And so anyway, so yeah, here's the function. It's super simple. It just checks if everything's right, and then it gets you the long name if it's available. So yeah. So we can break that down further. If you have any questions, we can totally do that. But this is just kind of breaking apart the app and looking at the code, looking at the parts, and getting an understanding of how some simple safe apps work. So the next part is, these are the service names, which is just a name for like a URL, like for a website. So so on Safe Network, instead of like HTTP like this, you have SAFE / and you have your long name first, which is like your public ID. So let's say mine is Will, and then you have service name, which is the name of, I don't know, your file. It's kind of confusing, but let's say will.document1, and this is how a URL would look. And I really wish the network was live right now so I could show you in practice. But so you have safe, then you have your long name, and you have your service name. So that's how it's broken down. And this is for the service name. So whatever you want to call your website that people are going to log into and check out. And I think I was lazy. I just called it long name twice in the function. Yeah, long name again. So yeah, so that's we're pretty much out of time for this video. But yeah, that's all you need to know about that. And this is the JavaScript function for it. It's called long names again. Where is it? Create long name again. Yeah. All right. Well, this is going to be up on YouTube. Check it out, and we'll do more questions right now.